This could be our last ride, Gabe. My last ride with Gabe. The final. I'm done with you, man. It's the final ride with the entity that is in front of me. No, Gabe, you're showing off your bike later on today to somebody who's probably going to buy it.
Yeah.
Several $1,000s more than the dealership wanted to offer you, and it didn't take very long.
Yeah, I only posted it for like a couple of weeks, and
I mean, the dealership wants to make money on all sides. That's
right.
that's the thing to understand. If you're looking at selling your bike and you're buying a new bike, you know, Craigslist is a risky proposition, right? We had a motorcyclist that was shot and killed in front of his son not too long ago, posting his bike up for sale, and somebody showed up and. Anyways, I mean, it was right in front of his son. But those are kind of outliers, but it does show you what the system is capable of, and
right.
you know, in probability, we focus on what's called the Poisson distribution, which is, you know, the frequency of rare events, of outliers, and they can occur quite more frequently than you would imagine. So yeah, Craigslist, things like that, we do run a risk. Just be smart about it. Have a buddy. Maybe that lady right there. She'll help you.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna have his bike sold by today, and which means it's the last of riding with Gabe and this Street Bob. So let's just kind of do a little tribute, man. Like, this Street Bob has taken us places. Well, it hasn't taken us, but it's taken you places. I've been able to ride it a couple times. It's all right.
It's all right.
And just so you guys know, Gabe doesn't really know what he's going to buy next. It's still a difficult decision, so maybe we'll talk a little bit about like how to buy or how to buy another bike, or how to choose your bike, how to pick your bike. And I guess I'm not really authorized to teach you any of this information because I'm not very good at picking bikes or like selecting my decision, making my mind. I'm not very good at making words either, apparently. My grammatical prowess is failing me now. Yeah, I mean, right now we have a fair idea. I think you have it labeled down to 2 bikes, but we're not going to talk about what bikes they are.
Right.
We'll do like its own video for a reveal, maybe.
Just a different kind of bike.
A mysterious reveal video for that part. But no, in all honesty, though. It's just not easy to pick a bike, and what we're finding is that, you know, for a lot of like the Japanese bikes, we're not able to test ride them, and then for a lot of like the fancier imported European bikes, we can generally test ride those. Harley, obviously, test ride. They just throw you the keys and they're like, have fun, buddy, just don't get too drunk. Indians all right about it, I guess. Not really. I don't know. They're kind of stuffy about test rides, but like Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki, it is really difficult to find a place that'll let you demo their bikes. What did the dealer tell you when you were looking at Yamaha and Honda and all that stuff? What did he tell you about it? Go find somebody that has the bike and have them let you test ride it? I mean, what kind of...
Find a buddy that owns a bike and then test ride it.
Test ride your buddy's bike, or a stranger. Maybe it's a stranger. Maybe you don't know this. Just find somebody that owns the bike and just ask them. What's it gonna hurt? Yeah, I mean, that's dealership advice from you, and some of them are rather unprofessional and like. I mean, we've been going to the dealerships quite a bit lately over the last few months, and it's really interesting the wide breadth of customer service that you get in the dealership. Some of them are very helpful and knowledgeable.
Come on.
But that seems to be the rarity, right? At least from what we've seen in our system, it seems like out of like the 7 dealerships we've been to, most are well, speaking of which, we're at a dealership now. And I've been here before. These guys are kind of helpful. They like to really stereotype and generalize different types of bikes. But dealerships can be a little different, and for the most part, most of the dealerships, they kind of just I don't know, they just want to sell their brand, obviously, and some of them act like they don't even want to sell a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right, well, that was kind of a bust, a failure.
Wasted time.
My last ride with Gabe, waste of time. Oh, didn't mean that. My last ride with Gabe to the dealership, waste of time. Let's go to another dealership, but this time let's go to one that's not Japanese. Not to be racist or anything, but they just seem to be better at like the idea of customer service. Nobody there was Japanese. I mean, everybody there that works here just lives in San Jose. It's just the difference in the culture of the dealerships of these companies. And I guess one could argue that the bikes are just so darn good and just so darn affordable that they don't need to like worry about customer service. Not that they were rude to us, like, right, I don't mean to make it sound like they were rude, they just didn't really know anything.
Yeah.
The two people that we worked with, the first gal had no clue, like, I don't even think she knew what a Super Tenere looked like.
Well, she had a nice ass.
Okay. If you say so. I mean, that's pretty subjective. The next guy that came to help us didn't really, I mean, he just had to go find the information, which was great, and he was super helpful in that sense, but...
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, it didn't really seem like he had any desire to keep us there to, like...
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, to see what else he could show us. It's always a frustrating thing, and, like, it's hard to buy a new bike without being able to test ride it and get a feel for how that bike rides.
Yeah, you might like the looks of it, but not necessarily the ride.
Yeah, and you can only trust, like, you know, there's only so many YouTube videos that you can watch before you maybe trust it, maybe don't trust it. Anyways, this isn't about reviews or anything. It's just the whole experience of buying a motorcycle. Buying it used, you're dealing with Craigslist type junk, and that can get pretty risky. Buying it new, far less risk, but a whole nother headache, right? Like more money being spent, wasted, but you're buying the absence of risk.
Yes, sirree.
Yes, sirree, Bob, huh? Street Bob? The new NVIDIA building?
Oh, dude, they own all this stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Left and right.
Yeah, on the right side, this is the old building. All right, so we're headed up to the 101. We're headed out to Mountain View, California to look at some Beamers, some BMWs. And I don't know why we're going. I mean, it's just, why not? Let's go look at some expensive bikes. Yeah, we're looking at the F800 and the R1200. R1200 obviously being a very simple bike to take up to $25,000. The F800 is a very good low-cost alternative, but then it's kind of like, you know, like doesn't have a whole lot of power. I guess is the best way to say it. It's a gutless wonder. I've heard that term used for the F800 a couple times. It can't be that bad, but I got to get out and test ride an F800. The problem is then, again, is I can demo ride the F800, but then like getting the chance to be able to take it up to the mountains, to the good stuff, where you can actually really test out a bike, where you get a lot of information, well, that's really challenging to do.
Yeah, but if you only go around the block, I doubt there's
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
much
just...
you can get out of it.
I guess if you're taking all right turns, go for it. Holy crap, that sign got worked. All right, so we'll be passing Great America Parkway. We'll be passing quite a bit of stuff, even maybe like NASA, the Ames Research Center, the Moffett Field. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, so I mean, my bike personally, I absolutely love it. I think most motorcycles are pretty phenomenal and pretty awesome, pretty inspiring. But the problem I have with my bike is it's not really a great year-round bike. Meaning that when it gets really rainy and I'm commuting to work, which I'll be starting to do that here soon, I'll be going through traffic like this all day, or all morning and all evening. And so I want the best brakes, I want traction control, I want everything I can have to maximize my safety, because this is some of the most, if you're doing this all the time, your risk is significantly higher than just about anywhere else. And I've got kids. So buying a bike is extremely difficult, because really all that I'm left with are rather expensive items, expensive motorcycles, or Japanese bikes that are significantly less expensive, but I can't test ride them. And for me, I'm all up, like I've seen so much difference from one bike to the next that I definitely feel like I have to test ride a bike to know that it's right for me. There's a feeling, there's an aspect to a motorcycle that I'm willing to pay more money for in how it delivers the whole experience, how it makes me feel, both on a form level and a function level. I mean, that's why Harley is so successful and has been so successful, is that there's a lot of people that that vibe with that form, the look of it. And this bike's fine for like lane splitting and stuff, but the moment you start adding like rain, these little paint strips get super slick, and my back tire always, does some crazy stuff. It's extremely easy with these crappy brakes to lock up the back tire and get all buttery. And I just don't really have the stopping power that I would want. Anyways, I mean, yeah, that's. And I guess that's the. I don't know why my voice keeps doing that. I'm still a young motovlogger.
There's an accident.
Yeah, on the left hand side.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Watch out for shit to run over.
Yeah. Pathetic. He's okay.
They deliver. I hope they're all right. Yeah, buying a motorcycle is definitely, you have to like really pay close attention to what you need the bike for. All the specific things that you would like to accomplish, and that's really hard to do as a new rider. But as you get more experience, you start to define like what it is you want to do. You want to travel hundreds of miles? Do you want to be able to do more than 30, 40, 50 miles? Then you might want to look at something other than a super sport, or try to find something that's sporty but still comfortable. And that's a challenge as a new rider for sure. And I'm not going to say it's easy as a more experienced rider, I guess. I'm personally not very good at choosing what it is I want from one thing that I want to another thing that I want. If I want them both, I would just want them both. So Gabe is probably going to sell his bike tonight, but he'll probably keep it, or he'll probably hold on to the money for at least a couple weeks before he actually decides and pulls the trigger.
Yeah, I don't want to rush into anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of brands out there, from the Africa Twin. I mean, we're looking at the adventure market, but Africa Twin, the V-Strom, the Tenere, and I'm just naming all the brands, KTM, Ducati, BMW. There's Moffett Field right there. The NASA Ames Research Center. Pretty epic stuff. A lot of history. The GoPro probably doesn't pick it up very well. Alright, so in about 2 miles, Gabe, we're going to want to take Middle Finger Road.
Right.
Middle finger in the air. This is Mountain View, California.
Home of Google.
Home of Google. Oh, go. And a lot of bumps. A lot of bumps on the road. Like Yahoo. AOL. Those are a bit further south, but...
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. You didn't do it?
I'm right next to you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
The number of the Priuses per capita has increased. All right, we're taking a ride up here.
I see it.
And so I've been to this dealership several times over the last several years, and they're just super awesome, super informative. They really know their product, and that's good to have. That's really good stuff to have in a dealership, to have like what feels like just really good support right from the get-go. It's smart. It's the smart way to handle business. Maybe the people want to see. Don't be messing up my nice bike with your with your junker. That's the last time I can really make fun of your bike. So, are you gonna keep your gremlin bell? Your little deadhead gremlin bell?
I should, right?
I don't know. What's the protocol on that, people?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I think you keep. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's just meant for that bike. But like a friend of yours got it for you.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's for you, which kind of means it would be like cheap protection for the next person that buys the bike.
Yeah.
I don't know what the protocol is, and I don't know if
Well, let's ask.
Arlie might know. When you sell a bike,
Love the color selection.
yeah, black color selection.
My sporty's black too.
When you sell a bike, do you keep the gremlin bell?
No, you sell it.
You sell it. It goes with the bike. That's tradition.
It was given to you,
Okay.
so it goes. Remember, it goes with the bike. So when you get a new
That's what we
bike,
were thinking. Is it was given to
they
you,
give you another one.
but that like it's the act of like a friend giving it to you. You put it on your bike. Somebody buys your bike that's a stranger. Is it really that effective?
It goes with the bike.
It goes with the bike. I'll stick with that. I'm good with that. All right. Here's the store. It's pretty nice. Welcome. So yeah, I guess the flip side alternative to not getting very good customer service at the other dealerships is then here you get a lot of more lip service, right? Like a lot more knowledge and information, but at the same time you get more of that push, like,
Yeah.
you know, we'll make something happen. No, I mean the reality is, like he's called me once already, or no, he texted me. He's good. He likes to text people.
Right.
But he's just texted me the one time saying, you know, thanks for stopping by, and
Yeah.
you know, come on down at any time. Let's get you set up with a demo ride. So I don't mind that. The bump it road.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I want something that has really good suspension. So,
Yeah, that'd be nice, dude.
yeah. Man, I mean, I love this bike, but I cannot wait to have 6 gears and a good suspension. Why don't you cruise up ahead? This is the last day, maybe, possibly, that we're going to see this bike, and that's sad. It's been a good bike. It's potentially done the most badass wheelie in Utah. The thing basically like rode itself, man, like almost like 70 yards, 50 yards.
I want to say more than that, dude.
You think so? 100 yards? I remember talking to you after you fell off the bike in Utah, and then looking out. I think we even had like a cigarette, right? And then we looked out and the bike was still riding on its own. It even came back to us and returned. Dropped down its own kickstand. Of all the bikes you've ever owned, is that your favorite one so far?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the bike I wanted to get for the longest time.